Welcome to the 3-Minute Therapy Podcast with me, Dr. Michael Edelstein, REBT therapist, and Kevin Benbow, REBT therapist. You're probably wondering what REBT is all about if you're new. REBT stands for a type of therapy, a very powerful type of therapy called rational emotive behavior therapy. And that was started by Albert Ellis. He was the genius who devised this approach to therapy way back in 1955. And that changed dramatically the psychotherapy movement from more traditional based therapy, where you talk about your childhood and your parents and why you are the way you are, which is not why you are the way you are. And we will be showing you how the way you are today is the way you're thinking today. And the way you're thinking comes from starting with your strong preferences and escalating them into demands. Must, shoulds, supposed tos, have tos. They are fictions. There are no musts or shoulds in reality, just in our neurotic heads. And we then use those musts and shoulds to create anxiety, depression, anger, procrastination, and addictions. So if you tune into our 3-Minute Therapy podcast each week, you'll see another way REBT addresses a variety of problems. Today, we're discussing how to start your day, how to organize your day, which touches on setting goals and procrastination. I'm here with Kevin Benbow, an REBT therapist in Yuma, Arizona. And I'm also here behind the scenes with Chris Rossini, who is our technical guru who makes this all happen. So as a start, I think that one of the ways to start your days is to use the problem separation technique. If I'm not getting things done, if I'm stalling, if I'm procrastinating, what's my practical problem and what's my emotional problem? And an emotional problem is in the form of demands. Musts, shoulds, supposed tos, have tos, demands we put on ourselves, others, and situations, such as I must have the perfect plan, or I must start in the right way with a capital R, or I must accomplish everything today. So that leads to putting off, delaying, stalling until you find the perfect way to start. So that's a prescription for procrastination. Then there's a practical problem, which we'll be addressing, which concerns what is a good way to organize your day. So that's a big view. And Kevin, did you want to add to the big view or start with some specifics?
Actually, I think starting with some specifics is something that would be my preference. What you mentioned right there, I have to know the right way to go. I have to know the right way. This so sometimes I find this tying me up in knots personally. I can think about there are several different things that need to be done. In fact, it happened this morning. I have this list of things on this 3x5 card, and they're screaming for my attention, and it's easy for me to just sit here and mull over, well, which one do I have to do first, or what's the best one to do first? And of course, probably isn't really an answer. It's really just important to choose one and go.
Yes, right. There's no perfect answer. And after you've done everything for the day, you may look back and decide what was the better thing to start with and use that for the next day. So today, the better thing to start with was to do my exercises and then go for a run. So you learn from the day, from putting things in an order that's not as effective for you. so you can use that tomorrow.
Mhm.
Another thing I recommend you do is you list all the things to do in no special order, the big ones, the small ones, everything you'd like to accomplish. And even better, list it the night before. And then next to each item, put an A indicating it's the most important to do tomorrow, a C, the least important to do tomorrow, and a B for everything in between, and then start with the A's. As as Mark Twain has been quoted, if your job is to eat a frog, eat the frog. In other words, get it over with first thing. And if your job is to eat two frogs, eat the biggest one first. In other words, start with the most onerous, difficult, challenging thing, do it, plunge into it, and get it over with.
That's a very good point. Quite often, we don't want to experience the displeasure, as your your illustration, eating a frog. Can't imagine what that would be like. I would probably tend to want to put that off. But the healthy way, if it's my job and I'm getting paid to eat a frog, I think just getting into it and getting over with, so that I can have the rest of my day to do what else is on the agenda.
Yeah, and the other thing I'll add, probably the last thing, is it's important to have a plan. Don't wait till the perfect plan inspires you. Just have a plan and work the plan. That'll tend to make you more organized. Kevin, did you have a last word or a last few words?
Uh, yeah, basically, just to jump off what you're saying there, it's our own perfectionism. We believe, rather, we have to know what the absolute right way to do something is. And if we wait for that, we're probably never going to get it, because there is no absolute right way to do most of what we do. There are some caveats, of course. There are some things that might be more important to do than others at different times of the day. And as you said, we'll find out through our own experience what might be a better time to do certain things. But yeah, that's basically it.
Okay, very good, very good. Well, if you liked this video or feel you've benefited from it or were entertained by it, as you notice, Kevin and I are very entertaining. Give us a thumbs up and comment below your thoughts, pro and con, suggest subjects, volunteer to come on and discuss a subject. We're always looking for volunteers. Donate to Patreon to help support us, and subscribe to the 3 Minute Therapy podcast to stay on the rational side of life.